The Axemen look good. The Doom Raids look like trash. Get ready to enter the Shadowlands. An update just dropped. We are talking about the bugs, the fixes, the Datamines, and a lot more with my brother right there from the Sorcerer's Supreme Sanctum, my brother Tony Scungili. If you're ready for all of that on your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update, Tony Scungili, tell him what to do, brother.
Give up. Did you think you were gonna beat the Doom Raid?
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? I am ValleyFlyin. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. This is your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update this week for this important patch, first patch of 2021. I am joined by my brother right there, Tony Scungili. We are talking all about this update. We are talking about the Axemen, the Doom Raids, Shadowlands. We're talking about the bugs, fixes, and everything else that is coming with this update. And if this is your first time here, guys, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell as well for some more great Marvel Strike Force content. There is still a giveaway contest going on for Bishop from Worldwide Nutrition, so make sure you check out the link there. But without further ado, Tony Scungili, the man, the myth, the legend. How have you been, my brother?
Great. I've spent very little money, and that's about to change. So I'm going back to spending more money. And I did this thing where I invested in stocks for a while, and those seem to be paying out for me. So everything's going okay.
Some gaming stocks seem to have been doing well the past week or so.
I just really like the stocks I bought.
Nice.
They were really nice.
Nice. I mean, the market is so predictable. It's awesome now. All right, but you know what is not awesome? This event that we just got through with this one right here. Actually, this is not the event, but this is the rewards for the event. Our Armory 14, Armory 15 orbs, the Covert Ops event. Good news, guys. It is over. What are your thoughts of this event? I mean, many people complained. I don't know if people quit over this event. I know their goal was to get more people active, more screen time, but do you think this event was good or bad for business overall?
I mean, the event is the event, right? Like whatever, if they give you an opportunity to do something, that's it. You can now gain more things than you could have before.
Yes.
So that's great. To me, it always comes down to, is what I'm doing worth what I'm getting? Everything, every aspect of every part of my day is doing this worth it? Am I gonna cook eggs for breakfast? Am I gonna order out? Like whatever is happening.
Yes.
Every choice. For this event, there are some people, friends of mine, who are like, I blitz 8 times a day anyway. Like I'm already playing at this level. So for me, this is fundamentally free stuff.
Okay.
And to that, I'm like, great. I support you for that. On the other side, or on my side, I don't blitz 8 times a day and all the time. And I don't like make sure I'm getting the key fights in, and I'm not using characters in raids because I'd rather succeed at raids. So when the event makes me do something differently, and as a result of it, the reward structure is terrible, it's pretty crappy. So for me, again, it just seems like they just suck at doing event rewards. I think the events themselves are fine. I think that when you look at stuff like, raids and challenges in there, the difficulties are fine. Like difficulty has to be commensurate with what you get. Mm-hmm. And if you don't get anything, like, or at least enough worth it, your time, now you have another battle pass. This event was basically the battle pass. Like how much time are you going to spend doing whatever in order to obtain an arbitrary amount of
blitz
stuff.
Simming for a character that you care nothing about, but still blitz simming anyway, and even doing some manual runs. I mean, this was just not fun. And the rewards, like you mentioned, versus the time that you spent, I mean, I guess it's worth a couple extra days getting into Dark Dimension 4 a little quicker, or some of the nodes in Dark Dimension 4 a little quicker, but yeah, for the time I spent, it didn't really seem worth it. Now, when we're talking about worth it, is it worth the time? I think a lot of the community is very frustrated, not very happy with the new raid that we got in this update, the Doom Raids. And as we go into look at these raids, look at these rewards, what was your initial impression when you first saw this? Did you guys start running these Doom Raids day one, or were you like, oh, wait, People are struggling.
Yeah,
we're not going to do it.
We were like, let's see what happens. I honestly can't give you an impression because I loaded into the fight and then I blinked and then it said defeat. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Wait, how strong was my team? 580K? Uh-oh.
Oh, first note, 500K. That sounds like an awesome,
my team was,
well-designed
I went in with the
mode.
580K team on the first node of mutants. I was like, I got this. Like my Marauders with like, I was like, this is going to be great. Gone.
All right. So,
okay.
So it is very difficult. It's very difficult. We didn't even go in. Our alliance leader was like, the top 15 alliances are struggling with this. Some of them aren't even getting 30%. We're not going to do it. So I don't even know what this is like. I just heard the impressions of everybody in the community that this is just very, very, it's a very rough event. And then what you mentioned before about the time you spend, all that you're doing, and when you look at the rewards for what you're doing, these rewards don't really seem worth building up your roster to those crazy levels. I mean, the only real awesome thing that we're getting here is these armory 15 orbs, but unless you're going 100%, you're not getting enough to really make a huge difference in your dark dimension times. What is your impression of these rewards? Not just the difficulty being crazy, but when you take the difficulty in conjunction with the rewards, how awesome are these Doom rates?
The biggest thing I hear from people who I complain a lot, it's kind of my thing. So people who like to step on me for complaining are like, yeah, but it's over time. That's what someone will always say. Like, if you're getting those rewards every day, they start adding up.
They do.
And I agree.
They do.
Like,
yes.
Things do add up. Like, that's how math works, and time. Like, the more things happen over time, the higher the numbers are. Mm-hmm. The point is, they suck. It doesn't matter how often I get a garbage amount of rewards. Like how many, like if I start kicking you in the shin and then slowly but surely kick you higher and higher and higher, eventually I'm going to reach an area that's going to hurt a lot more.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. These rewards, for two things about it. First of all, this is a first strike, so it shouldn't be this hard. This difficulty needs to be like one of the like reach goals, like how you have in the current like beta raid and Greek raids, where you can get to like the .3s. People say they're overtuned. I don't think they're overtuned. I think they're designed to be, I think they put in content for the next 6 months instead of the next month and a half. And then as you grow, people will get to higher numbers. It makes it a little bit more competitive. This is a first strike. This is the experience people are going to have. Someone thought it was a good idea to just make it miserable for everybody trying it and to cost the same resources that like the U7. So basically you lose out on a U7 for the potential chance of getting a couple of garbage rewards, but ultimately losing in the long run.
Now, is that how they did the first strike for Ultima 7? They use the same currency to open Ultima 6 as they did with Ultima 7 when it was the first strike iteration, or was it a different currency? Because I know right now Doom uses the same currency as Ultimus. Was it like that when they announced the first strike for Ultima 7 last year?
Oh, I honestly couldn't remember.
I'm not remembering either. Let us know in chat, guys.
It's harder to keep track. Yeah. No, I vaguely recall yes, because I think a lot of people weren't doing it every day.
Okay.
I think people were doing it like once a week or something. But I don't, or maybe it was a weekly. I don't remember. I really don't.
Okay.
But I do feel like that was kind of what was happening. And I remember that was a more difficult raid.
Was it? I thought by the time Ultima 7 came out, it was actually more difficult than the first strike because there was such a long gap between the two. Am I remembering that wrong? Or was there?
Yeah, I'm not comparing it to U7. No, you're right. But compared, like it was a difficult raid jumping from base U6 to the Ultima 7 first strike.
Yes, agreed.
But this is a difficult raid compared to U7.5, which is already also a difficult raid.
Like it don't feel good. It seems a little early.
Call it what you want. This particularly doesn't feel good. If like 30%, if it like scaled up like most raids, 30% is easy, 60% is a bit of a challenge, and then that last 40, the 100% is where you get your money back. If that was the case, I'd be like, oh, that's fair. We could try this. It's hard, but we can get through it. It's okay. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. But this one, it just felt like I went in. I honestly felt like my strongest characters, of which I have multiple 500 power team, 500k teams plus. You know, like
Yeah.
I had a bio team. I had teams and just loose characters I could use for this. And going in and watching them get obliterated in 1 second, I was like, feels good, man. Not like losing, just getting obliterated. I was like, Dark Dimension raid, great, feels awesome.
Yeah, Dark Dimension 3 raid, not the doable 2 and 4.
Not Dark Dimension 4, the
three.
good Dark Dimension. That's easy to do if you bring in decent characters. You don't have to like bring in good. I'm bringing in Night Nurse. Like you can bring in anything you want to Dark Dimension 4 as long as you have some good characters, you'll be fine. DD3 was like, you need to refresh Phoenix 40 times.
That's what this raid is like. This is that raid. The Dark Dimension 3 raids, yeah. All right, so this is a little bit of a change than we've seen with Ultimus, because Ultimus was always the raid that we could go back, use our entire roster, create some different teams, and then we had the Greeks that we had to use specific teams for specific nodes, but it looks like Doom is going to replace Ultimus as the big bad raid that we're trying to do, but we cannot use our entire rosters. We're limited, like the Greek raids, to specific traits. Do you think this is a good trend that they're doing for the raids as far as increasing the difficulty by restricting what we could use? I mean, those skill lanes towards the end, they look horrible, even with the reworked Night Nurse, considering the characters we have. Do you like this trend of having limited nodes, or would you prefer them to kind of open up in possible future iterations of Doom, that we have unrestricted nodes for our characters?
Yes and no. Like, I don't think there's a problem with them making end game content difficult. And by difficult, I mean more controlled. Like, I don't have a problem with the Greek raids. Like, the entire game has always been designed, regardless of what any smooth brain says, to have a wide roster.
Yes.
Now, you want different parts of your roster stronger than others. You don't need to have the same strength Electra as you do Mr. Sinister, but wide roster means options.
Yes.
And I think that it's okay to lean into that. One, from a business perspective, they need to make money now. They're not growing as a game. Like, not more people aren't coming than leaving. You know, it's just kind of stagnating. So, and even then, the people that are coming are not necessarily spending the same amount.
Gotcha.
So they need to figure out a way to generate interest, income, and growth. And that's the best way to do that, is to make people have wider rosters. Maybe people who've been ignoring that idea for a really long time, or people who thought they can get away with investing in just one team or two teams. So yeah, I think it's fine, because I want shelves. I call the concept I call is a shelf. Every player is put into a shelf, and the amount of effort they put in or skill they have allows them to like fight in a higher shelf, or technically a lower shelf if they're really spend a lot of money but are like super lazy and stupid. You know, like so the shelves are what will keep players in their own little pool. So there's no crazy concept about like somebody who spends $0 playing for 6 months being, one day I will be the strongest. Like that, get that out of your head.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. Just have fun. Like, enjoy the game at the level you play it at. And those shelves are the levels you gotta, or push up a little bit and get a little bit stronger and fight at a level you shouldn't be fighting at. That's what like savvy free-to-play players are capable of doing, because people just do bad things and they know what they're working on. But when you, like, that shelf is great, because that shelf says this is the end game. You're not ready for it. And it tells the player, like, this is what you need to be able to do in order to accomplish this. Well, my alliance wants to do it, but I can't do it. Okay, but you're in the wrong alliance then. Get an alliance that, you know, like, I think it's fine. On the other side, though, like, they do need to do something for the average player to increase their ability to widen their roster. Like, time has passed. Now a newer player, not new, newer player, it's going to still take that player roughly the same time as it took you and I to reach the numbers we have.
Yeah.
You know, like, even if they're spending money, and even with, you know, these events and giving away stuff, it's all in the weird stuff. Like, how many 7-star characters do you have, Valley?
A lot. I don't know. We could go in here and if you really want to know, but there's a bunch. There's a bunch.
Yeah, a ton. Same as me. I have a ton of 130, I believe, is my number. Oh, you're slightly higher than me. Cool.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I have 130. Like, you think like just having the character or something? Once you get to this Doom raid, I don't think we're sneaking 5-star characters in here. You know what I mean?
No.
And that's something that needs, like, it needs to be easier for people to reach our floor, the long-term players, the high spenders floor, so that we can like recruit and build and grow while still keeping a decent separation that doesn't make everybody feel like they're equals in a game where spending money makes a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the catch-up mechanics. We need more of those. We need more. We need more influx of the newer players, mid-game players getting to the end game quicker. So
I have a simple one. Yeah. Literally simplest one possible.
What is it?
All of the character farm nodes, and that are like old, except the most recent ones, like 7, all the villain 7. All of the earlier ones, the ones that you have to do under level 70.
Yes.
Just double the shards that drop. That's it. Let a new player get 4 minimum shards.
Captain America. Yeah. I like that.
Let them get 4. Solution. It's a great solution because it'll give them more stars, which will allow them to have stronger characters for the same amount of effort, but it doesn't inherently change how much gear they get, how much gold they get. They still have to make the same decisions. The headache goes away, and you're still incentivized to spend money. It's something like that's a small one. I have a bunch of ideas that you could just boost the players up. I think you also should just cut the amount of experience it takes to go from 1 to like 65 in like a third. Like just make it smaller. Let players get to that point faster in the game.
Or cutting the gold and training mats up to 60 so they could get characters to 60 quicker than we did back in the day, just to allow them to build their rosters way faster than we did. Yeah, I like it. Scopely.
It takes the same amount of time to go from 75 to 80 as it does to go from 0 to 60 if you're spending no money. Like it's about 3 months. Like if you spend money or effort or are working really, really, really hard, you could probably hit 60 faster, but it's like the same amount of time, and it's always the same amount of time. Like it's always like about 3 months to get there with no spending and no make it
easier. I like it.
WoW did it. Like all games know that eventually catch-ups are important. Sometimes they had boosted experience. Sometimes they had items you could buy. They had core stuff, a calendar that doubled XP. All of these things are options. And all of these things will improve the quality of life that a player has starting the game or in the middle of the game. Yeah. Because my biggest problem right now is after someone unlocks Ultron, what do you tell them to do? Work towards DD3? Why? What, DD4. Build up war teams? Sure. But it's the jump between starting the game and unlocking Ultron from DD2 is so far away from post DD2 to endgame that you never know. And anyone who started pivoting towards stuff that was going to help them in U7.5 is now looking at what's going to help them in Greek raids, and all the stuff that helped you in U7.5, which is what the end game was, doesn't look particularly helpful in the Doom raid. So you're constantly evolving, and if you think you're going to work in one thing, you're not going to. So for me, it's I like it, I hate it. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do here. I think they're just trying to be like, money, go figure it out, guys, and let the market solve itself.
I think they're just going, here, what is going to make them spend money? Let's try this. Oh, let's try this. Let's make it extra hard. Oh, let's just give them stuff and see if they spend money that way. And then they're just, it seems like they're just trying a bunch of different things. Now, the one thing that we did get notice of, and I'm pretty happy about this, we got Dark Dimension 4 was finished and it is going to be Watch Ramanek Shake It was the final name that Yags got on there. So that's going to be immortalized in Marvel Strike Force forever, and I love that part. What I also love is we're getting 100 character shards. Now, I've heard different things about this. I've heard that Yags did a vote, Cull won, and Cull is the character. I'm also hearing from many different sources, although I can't find anything written on it, so maybe I missed that we're going to get to choose between Ghost or Cull for those 100 shards, and it's up to the player to decide. What are you hearing about this? Because I'm hearing a few different things, and I don't have a lot of resources.
Yags himself
has
said that he, the champion of us idiots, he is the greatest of all of us. He convinced them to give every player a choice between Cull and Ghost.
Oh man,
and that is what the option is going to be.
Yags, you are the man.
To me, that is the absolute best option.
That is.
Honestly, at that point, you might as well have given, I wish they gave everybody a choice of 10 different characters. But, obviously this is phenomenal, and I'm not being picky. It's great because now players are responsible for their own fate. If you're somebody who's geez, You know, I need that extra 100 Cull shards, like me, to finish off Cull. You're getting Cull. If you're a player who's like, I'm looking forward to using Ghost in early Dark Dimensions, like you pick up Ghost. You know, like I think that now giving those players that core option allows players to either succeed or fail based on what they believe is right or wrong. And that's a beautiful thing, and I love nothing more than it.
I like it.
So thank you, Yags. Appreciate you.
Yags, thank you. Thank you for convincing Scopely to let us choose. And thank you for having such an awesome name immortalized. Watch Rummadex shake it. We'll be in Marvel Strike Force forever. And I love that. So Yags, double good with you. And before we move on, who are you going to pick? Cull or Ghost?
Oh, Cull. I need the 100 shards. Oh, my Ghost is already 6-star.
Oh, nice.
So like whatever, you know, like that 100 Ghost shards. I mean, to be fair, it's close. It's a lot closer than people think, because that's a lot of war currency that I don't have to spend on Ghost. But
there's no farming method for Cull, so if you don't have Cull finished, then yeah, but
he's in Ultimates orbs and Mega orbs and Basic orbs, so like I still get a decent amount of Cull shards every week.
All right.
Like
I'm picking Ghost though. I'm picking Ghost. My Cull's done. All right, but speaking of Ghost, we got some compensation for Ghost not showing up in all of the pillars. Everybody's wondering what we're gonna get. It looks like it was a decent scenario. Some people that opened or refreshed a store more often got a different amount of shards, and it looks like everybody got this: 6 Ghost shards, 1,375 war credits. What did you end up getting? What was your optional amount that they gave you?
That's what I got.
Just this.
That's exactly what I got.
I think I refreshed the store a few times because I was looking for pieces for Gear 15, and so I got a little bit extra because I did refresh the store. But yeah, what is your reaction to this? Do you think this was enough? Not enough? I know some players refreshed the store a lot. There were people in the live stream chat claiming they spent thousands of cores. I don't know what they ended up getting, but do you think this was appropriate for the bug that it was? And if you guys want to wear the war store, only Ghost showing up in the left pillar instead of all 3 for about a week or so.
A rare approach. I'm going to abstain from an opinion because this was to me this was free stuff. So I understand that it affected other people, but I don't feel qualified to make an assessment on whether this was fair or not. So my honest opinion in general would just be like, I want more stuff, and I feel like that's not helpful. So I'm just going to abstain from this and let the people who were affected by it run the show on this one. All right,
well, guys, if you guys spent some cores to refresh a store and Ghost was not popping up, or maybe she did, but not popping up often enough, and you got your compensation, let me know what you, if you were happy or not happy with the compensation for Ghost. All right, we got a skipped event, Nick Fury coming up. Now, when I first saw that Nick Fury was going to be skipped, where is it? It's somewhere in here, but yeah, Nick Fury is getting skipped. I thought, oh, I wonder if they're going to make him permanent, but no, it got skipped because Jubilee's event is coming, and people were upset about this because I guess they wanted Nick Fury, and then they wanted more time to farm these Pimtech shards, stature, yellow jacket, Ghost to unlock Jubilee. How shady is them bumping up this timing and skipping this Nick Fury event, or flip-flopping these Nick Fury events with Jubilee?
This one hurts. So there's like 7 different angles from this, and they're all terrible, and they hurt my head. Basically,
right, let's talk about as many as you can remember.
Yeah, basically, you can just choose. You get to believe whatever you want here. Either they figured out, like, they moved the events and switched them, or they always planned on this and misspoke, or both of those things happened and they're lying. I don't know. And honestly, any of them are equally plausible. Like, they could just be lying. They are lying liars.
No, they wrote down and they switched the events to make it easier for players. That has to be true. I can't even find where they said that, but I know they said that somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, to be fair, they also could be stupid. So that's another option. What? They could just be dum-dums. The point is, here's the point. This is something that has been happening. Nick Fury, for the last 6 or 7 months, every time he's popped up has been random. You know what I mean? Right? He's been oh, he's not supposed to we'll all be talking about who the next character is. And they're like, it's Fury. And we're like, that doesn't make sense. I think it's because original plans that we talked about last year was that they were going to retire Nick Fury because no one's buying Kree. Come on, let's be clear. So they were going to retire Nick Fury, and then blah blah blah. COVID stuff happened, so like the retirement party became useless. Like they didn't care, and now they're just like, okay, well he wasn't supposed to be here for this, so let's just find a place for him. And then they forgot that they were going to release Jubilee, so they're like, Nick Fury will come out, and they're like, oh no, we have this new legendary that like is supposed to be there. I think it's just, I literally just think it's like they're holding too many eggs, and then one egg fell, and they're like, no, the egg, and then all the eggs fell, and they're like, I don't know what's going on.
It's very plausible that what you're describing is exactly true. You want to hear another tinfoil hat theory? They plan to retire Nick Fury, but we need him for the skill lanes of the Doom Raids because he is one of those rare characters that could heal, that has a skill tag. So they're like, you know what? He's gonna be very valuable. Let's keep him in the rotation. We're not taking him out.
They wouldn't know because they don't know how hard the Doom Raids are because they don't do QA. That's impossible.
Yeah, they haven't played the Doom Raids. Like, all right, you're right. My bad.
They just have a sliding scale for HP, and it's just like.
All right, this will make them spend the most money. Let's try this slider here. All right, but yeah, Jubilee is coming. Her event is coming in 6 days, 4 hours as of us recording. Tuesday. Normally we've gotten our legendary characters on Tuesday or on Mondays, but it looks like we're gonna have Jubilee on a Tuesday. Does this mean anything? Am I reading too much into them switching this, or they just wanted to give us an extra day to farm more Pimtech?
That could be both. And by the way, I think you mean the legendary.
Oh, you're right. It is the legendary Jubilee.
Thank you.
Or whatever. You go ahead.
She's like, I don't know, man. Why is it happening on Tuesday? Maybe they want to give us an extra day to farm Ghost. That's a cool move. Maybe it just lines up with the numbers. They thought maybe someone clicked the wrong date on the calendar. You know, maybe someone thought the 9th was the 8th or something. Like, like whatever. Who cares? Like, cool.
All right.
There's no downside to it, right? Like, there's only upside. There's no darn.
Well, if they extended it 2 more weeks from now, it would be even more
earlier. Like, no, it's
all right. Well,
cool.
Well, yeah. If you guys have any other tinfoil hat theories, let me know in the comments. But let's talk about this. This is kind of glossed over, but this was kind of big. We got an update to a few characters. One that was not mentioned in our envoy video was Beast. We did not get this information. This is pretty big though. It's special. Instead of clearing 2 negative effects from self, it's going to clear from self and all Astonishing X-Men allies. I guess there wasn't enough buff clearing on this Astonishing X-Men team. They need to get a little better. What is your reaction when you saw this?
So funny anecdote on stream. Yes. When people were talking about X-Men, people were like, but they don't have a cleanse. I'm like, Beast cleanses. And they're like, he cleanses himself. I'm like, no, he doesn't. And then I looked at his kit and I was like, oh, they don't know yet.
So he just got. Oh, did you know this? Did you know this was happening before?
Yeah. Oh, well, this was originally like it was a mistake. It was supposed to be in the original stuff anyway.
The original kit of Beast. Like
it was supposed to remove from X-Men allies,
his
not just
special was so horrible before this. This makes sense. It didn't make sense before.
Yeah, you're right, guys. I'm sorry. And now it happened, and I got a couple messages yesterday, and they're like, "Hey, Tony, they have a cleanse now," and I'm like, "Yeah." Yeah, awesome. How adorable was that? What are the odds?
Nice, yeah. Make the character usable like he was originally supposed to be used. I like their planning with this. It's good. Yeah. All right, but yes, in addition to Beast getting a rework, we got this new character, this new shiny Bishop character into the game.
He's sparkly.
My goodness, have you unlocked this character? Have you played with this character?
No, as I mentioned previously, all of my fun money is in the stock market right now.
Oh, I thought you were investing in characters.
Any money.
I misunderstood.
Yeah, no, I invested in the stock market, not in Marvel Strike Force. If things go well in the next 24 hours, I will buy him. Other than that,
millionaire. All right, so I guess we'll talk on paper. What are your thoughts of Beast as you saw his kit announced last week or 2 weeks ago in the blog post? Looking very strong. What are the reports saying of people that in your community that you know have tried Beast on this full X-Men team, and your impression of his moves? He's looking very strong on paper.
This is really cool. I think us content creators are overhyping Bishop, and I think that like the average player is undervaluing Bishop. I think Bishop is like really okay. Like he's like a really super average. Okay character. No, like he's like a 3.0. You know, like he's not quite
out of 5 student. Or out of 10.
No, 3.0 out of like a GPA.
Like he's a B. Okay, out of 4. All right, that's a B. That's pretty good.
Like 4.0 is great, and then you have like 3.5, which is like a low A, high B. He's like a BC. Like he's good, man. Like he's better than a lot, and he works really good in his team. But like he needs so much to be amazing. He's one of the only characters on this team that requires red stars, requires good ISO. Whether you put him on Fortifier to make him tanky until you get them there, or you already have it. Like you have a 3/4, you know, or actually it's just 3 because you don't have that 4 star yet.
I can't do anything. I can't do anything with this 3/4 character right now. Not usable in the raids, not using war. Maybe he's a Blitz team, but yeah, this 3-star character does nothing. Absolutely.
Yeah, any character now that's under, like it used to be 5/4, right? We all agreed 5 stars, 4 red was good enough to use a character most of the time, unless the character was obviously garbage or incredibly good. Then they can be like Yo-Yo, you know, like Yo-Yo at 3/3 was great. Now that's gone. Now it's like if you don't have a character that's at least 5 red stars, so at least a 5-star, 5 red, or at least a 7 actual star version of the character, their scaling just doesn't go up enough.
Yeah. Especially with what we have to fight in war, in other game modes, in arena. We're fighting 7-star, 6 red, maybe 7 red characters, and these guys at these low star levels just aren't cutting it nowadays, and it's tough. We're going to talk about that with the Shadowland team too, because I think that is going to be an issue with the Shadowland team. So, but yeah, Bishop. Yeah. Bishop's looking good. Now he's going to be a Blitz release character. That was kind of confusing to me because of the dates. All these Blitz release characters. We have Kitty Pride going on. We have Iceman coming up this week, and then Bishop is coming on. And that confused me with the dates because normally, until this update, they've done 2 back-to-back characters released on Blitz previously, but not this time. We got word from Zeeks on social media. This is a post from Reddit from 18 hours ago. There was an inbox message that went out earlier today saying the Bishop Markman Blitz will be on February 12th, which is a Friday. Not on a Thursday like their normal blitzes. Yeah. This is incorrect. The Blitz will be starting on the 11th, which is a Thursday. We also want to inform you the Iceman Blitzes. This is what got changed. This is the big one here, guys. February 4th, so tomorrow. Next will be February 18th, not the 11th. So we're having Iceman, then Bishop.
Iceman, Bishop,
then Iceman, then Bishop. Yeah, instead of Iceman, Iceman, Bishop, Bishop. They're changing it. And I think this is an interesting move, especially for players that are free to play and that are trying to unlock it. They're not going to unlock Iceman until his second Blitz, which is going to be after the first Bishop Blitz. They're not going to unlock Bishop until after they have everybody unlocked. Maybe they have Jubilee, maybe they don't. Is this strange trend of them switching up these blitzes? Are they experimenting more and seeing if this is a thing that's going to work and make them more money? Is this what are you inferring from them blitzing, or did you just forget? Like, oh, we got an Iceman Blitz, we got a Bishop Blitz. Oh, yeah, we forgot these dates. We screwed up these dates. Let's stagger them.
If you, not you, Valley, you the viewer. If you believe this is intentional, you don't get to talk anymore. Like, you don't get to have an opinion. It's been removed. This is not they're not playing 4D chess. They're eating rocks. Like, they're not smart. And so this shows that
they screwed up their dates. They screwed up their dates.
Poopsie. Like, this is not an attempt to make more money. They're not trying a new strategy, which, by the way, if this was a new strategy, I love it. I think it's awesome to, like, you can alternate between character blitzes so you have time to like burn down reduction or get multiple characters. At this point, they might as well do like Monday, Wednesday. Like, like Monday is this guy. Like, that's, to me, like, just whatever, guys. You have to blitz all the time. Might as well do it. There is options where this could have been. This is not a ploy, a plan, or a strategy. This is just put it anywhere. Why? This is dumb. This is dummies being dumb.
Gotcha.
Like, this is it. I'm sorry. And
No.
like, don't think you're smarter than the system, guys. Like, you're not. They're stupid. And if you think they're smart, then, well, that says everything about you.
So these a lot of this patch seems like a lot of screw ups. Not any grand
It's a
plans.
patch.
Not any. It's a scopely
patch,
It's a
of
scopely
course.
patch. All right, got it. All right, if you guys have other deferring thoughts, let me know in the comments. But Tony's not going to be happy if you have deferring comments. Let's talk about some.
No, you can have it deferred. Just don't think it was intentional.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't look at their dates. I think they didn't look at their dates properly. All right, but speaking of dates, we have one of these milestone characters ending. Boom, Emma Frost. Her milestones are ending and ending very soon. I think it's ending today. This may be the last day. If it's not the last day today, it's the last day tomorrow. How did you do on this Emma Frost event? What are you expecting after this? Do you think they're gonna have a new milestone orb? Coulson goes out, Emma Frost goes in, and then the drop rates are switched for Symbiote Spider-Man and Emma, or some other release method? Because we haven't had this seasonal orb pop up yet. This would be the first time.
First, I did very well because I just looked at your shard count and I got like 30 more than you. So I was
Woo!
like, yeah,
baby.
you know, yeah, still not
Nice.
7-star, but whatever. Emma's like amazing.
You're closer.
I missed this event.
That's like 100. That's like 100 milestone orbs, dude. That's a lot.
I
30
know.
shards is a
It's
lot.
like 1,000 even.
Yeah.
I feel bad because as anyone who played and missed Symbiote Spider-Man knows that like missing a milestone character is basically death. You know, like it's basically like, oh, well, now I'm never going to have them unless I buy them. And while Coulson and Captain Marvel were good, but not amazing, the last two milestone characters were phenomenal. Like Symbiote Spider-Man and Emma stand on their own merit and are also just great team characters. So the loss of her event is going to suck for people who are starting or have started recently, because they're just not going to get Emma unless they spend money, because they're not going to get them in orbs. As for orbs themselves, I believe for some reason that we are done with the orbs the way they are. I think that this represents the end of the milestone orb within a couple of weeks, not like immediately, maybe, but not likely. And upon the release of whoever the next milestone character is, or around that time, we will enter our seasonal milestone orb, which will contain the last two characters. Coulson will be thrown on whatever garbage Thor node is on. You know, somewhere there's a node with too many Thors, they'll get rid of him. And then they'll put Coulson there, and people will continue to not care about Coulson. That's the future I see. We'll get a special new seasonal milestone orb, which is going to look exactly like our current one, but change a little bit more frequently. I think it's a good thing because the current milestone orb matters more at the beginning and is completely useless at the end game. So keeping it a little bit fresh and exciting, like what they do with the Greek and Gamma orbs, is very meaningful, because you get to use those orbs for literally half of a year, because there's about 2 milestone characters every year.
Yeah.
You know?
I like it. We'll see what happens to the orbs. We'll see if it's a brand new, and we'll see who this new character that comes into the milestones is. And there's already rumors that Moon Knight may be the next milestone character, whether he is or is not. What are your thoughts when you saw his kit announced yesterday? Is this guy going to be the key to this new Shadowland team?
Absolutely. Like, for all the people who are like, yay, my garbage characters are good now, I'd be like, no, your garbage characters have a use, and it's to help this guy do work. War team, like, right? We all see it. It's a war team.
Yes.
War offense.
War offense, definitely.
People speculate on what it's good for. Specifically, Moon Knight. This guy's fun.
Yeah.
Is he amazing? I don't know. I don't see his real damage numbers yet. Is he fun?
Oh, and his kit might change, guys. We got to announce this kit may be changing. The base stats may be changing. So yeah,
I had seen an early kit where if he died, he would res, but after his next and gain a like it was like weird. He would die. If he died, he would res immediately, like whatever, and take another turn. But after that turn, he did 1,000 damage to himself.
Oh, weird.
Like 1,000% damage. Like I
that,
saw a kit where
sounds kind of fitting for the character, right? He's kind of he's kind of got these multiple personalities and kind of self-destructive at times.
Like just like a speculation, like maybe we could try this or something like that. But I had seen that kit maybe almost a year ago, I guess, when we were talking about like things that could happen, and I was like, yeah, that looks really fun, but this is also fun.
Yeah, and it looks like he might have some synergy with the Dad Bros before this whole. If you're not able to complete all these teams, you want to use the Dad Bros, maybe Moon Knight with the crit chance. I actually like this White Tiger kit. What did you think of this White Tiger kit when you saw this?
I saw that she is also a brawler, and that made me happy because I like more brawlers, because every time a new hero brawler comes out, Ms. Marvel gets stronger, and she's my favorite.
Nice.
So just on principle, like she just becomes stronger. Another character. So there's a couple things about these characters. Like, first of all, the entire team just loves heal block now. I don't know where that came from. They love heal block. And then they do weird stuff. I love how weird this team is. Like, when this character performs a counterattack, she applies a defense down, but she does it for like what? Okay,
two
cool.
turns.
Yeah, and then when they're forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage. How much less damage? Less.
We don't. I don't think they know yet. They don't know yet.
They don't know yet.
They don't.
They're like, is 50% reasonable? Is 100% less reasonable? Is 0? Like, what are we doing? I think it's hilarious. And then you look at her special, and it's just like murder someone. Like, read it out loud in your brain.
Attacking the primary targets,
your reality.
piercing, bonus attack 3 times, 60% piercing. You're getting a lot of extra piercing from Shadowland allies, heal block, disrupted, and ability block. That's a big screw you, man.
This is like X23's ultimate on a special. No, seriously, read it. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's boosted. And some reason it applies heal block and disrupt. Like, who's gonna survive this? This makes me scared that her damage stat is low, because what is that? That's 220% piercing damage on a full Shadowlands team.
Yeah, and she's getting 600 on her ultimate as well. So that would be some crazy damage if she has.
Yeah, but her ultimate isn't piercing. That's the one I'm looking at. Piercing damage means like what it says is what it does. You know, like that's beautiful.
Okay, yeah.
So like when you see piercing damage like that, you're like, oh, she's gonna hit really hard. Like this, she's gonna rip someone apart.
Which were you more a fan of, the White Tiger or the Moon Knight kit?
White Tiger looks like a better character in the game. Moon Knight, I just have a personal preference for because he's a crazy person like me.
Oh, sweet. And what did you think of these Rocky 3 references? The thrill of the fight. It's the eye of the tiger. Love it. I love it.
The fact that Rising Claw doesn't say rising up.
Rising up, back on the street. You caught that one too. I missed all of these. I saw Eye of the Tiger. I'm like, oh yeah, but I missed the thrill of the fight. Rising Claw.
All of it. This is the most meme I've ever seen. I love it.
All right. Well, to unlock White Tiger, it looks like a White Tiger. We're still not sure about Moon Knight. I think he's going to be a milestone release based on the rumors, but we saw in-game, or not in-game, but in the dev notes, White Tiger is an event release character, and for that we need the Infiltrator trait. Are you starting to look at your Infiltrators yet to try to figure out some good teams for newer or mid-game players that they get to do this event with, or have you not even a consideration yet?
So for me, and I'm sure the same for you, we really don't pay too much attention from our perspective, right?
Yeah, this is more for our audience. It is good to look at the
characters, because go down a little bit on your screen. There's a character called Spider Miles, and basically he is, I believe, the most underrated character in the game. Sure, he's not going to single-handedly beat one of the best teams in the game, but when you're fighting content, what he offers, he has evasiveness, he has the control. He's one of the best characters to just use for stuff like this. So anytime I can use a character like Spider Miles, Jessica Jones, characters with good utility, that's where I start. And then I look for big damage dealers. In this case, we have like X23 as an option, Punisher as an option. I see Shatterstar, but I don't see Longshot. Oh, there's Longshot.
I got it. I got him hearted. I got him hearted.
No, okay. So you could farm him every day?
No, because I'm thinking of bringing him for Dark Dimension 4.
Oh, that's fair.
Because he's not as expensive as some other mutants. So
he is pretty cheap, And so I think that this is a very cool pool, but also let's be clear, I don't think anyone's going out of their way for Shield Operative, Winter Soldier, night nurse, even with her rework.
Let's talk about the night nurse, because I don't know if she's going to be viable for this event for newer players, but older players, are you thinking of experimenting with your 7 red star night nurse in this event to see how well she does outside of this Shadowland team?
I actually use her as a spoof in beta raids when I stream.
Does she do well because of that 7 star? Still...
Yeah, well, because she's gear tier 14, 7 red star. I'm just like, yeah, she's like, her health pool is like 230, so I just leave. And now her rework happened, and her special also calls an assist.
Yeah, damage with her moves.
So sometimes I'll call the assist, and Killmonger will be like, and you're dead. Like, it's just very funny to watch it happen.
Well, let's talk about our kit. Let's talk about some of these reworks, because she got a really good rework. Her health, her healing went up. She now has that assist that you talked about on that special. So now she does some damage, flipping 3 negative effects. So they're giving it a cleanse. She's doing more. I don't know if it's more healing, but she's doing a lot of healing on her passive as well. So now that just someone that has a 7 star night nurse that's already using her a lot. How happy were you with this rework? Or were you expecting more?
I wasn't expecting much.
Okay.
So I'm very happy because she needed anything, like anything in the world to make if they gave her more focus, somehow that would have been better. Like she needed something.
Tony,
this is more than I expected.
Higher resistance on
yeah, right. This is more than I expected as far as a character is concerned. I don't think it turned her into some god tier amazing healer. I think she's now on par with a Mantis.
Okay.
I actually think her kit's very similar to Mantis too in a couple of ways, except it doesn't matter if you're in raids or not. And I think on her team, she clearly becomes incredibly relevant. But I think now an early Mantis, I'm sorry, I said it again. An early night nurse.
I knew what you meant.
Isn't a completely useless character. I think the heals are okay for what it is. I think the ultimate flipping / clearing debuff potential is okay. Like there's a lot of good moves here. A lot of this stuff is only available at tier 4, like tier 4 ISOs. So a lot of it you're going to ignore. But the core of the character, I think, just became a little bit stronger because the numbers, like the percentages, went up. Even though her health pool didn't go up by a dramatic number.
Yeah, she didn't get that health bonus like Electra and Daredevil. What did you think of their reworks? Did you like the rework to Daredevil or the rework to Electra better?
Well, the Daredevil to rework made him like useful on the team.
Yeah.
But the rework for Electra made her useful, period. So like if we're talking about how far they grew, like Electra now could be used.
Yeah. Daredevil is kind of usable. Daredevil is kind of usable on the defender team.
Yeah, you put him on your defender so you can lose fights in A3 and Blitz. That was his purpose, and he did it well. But like Electra, she just was sitting around going like, go good characters. And now she's like, I'm helping, which is questionable, but she has a thing to do. She's basically our aim infector. Like she could be used. She doesn't have to be used, but she could be used.
On this team, I think you should use her. Were you around in beta when she was one of the best characters in the game?
Yeah, but that was because her assist was insane. That's because every time she counterattacked or assisted, she guaranteed 3 bleed stacks, which is what she's doing now.
With Shadowland.
The team is there. Yeah, it's just insane. Like, that's why she was one of the best characters. And you would use her. Remember, you would use her and Nebula because they would constantly assist each other.
I think I don't think I was playing.
Was the comp.
I started playing later in beta. I don't think I was there in beta, but yeah.
Yeah, they were always assisting each other and getting extra attacks and dodges, and they was just like, "This is the greatest team in the world." And then we got cross.
Just bring that team back, Scopely. That'd be such an interesting team. Electra Nebula combo. I would be happy with it, as odd as it is. But
it is also a weird flex that Kingpin didn't get the Shadowland tag. What else is he doing?
Give him defenders. Give him something. Give him something. Yeah.
Yeah. Let him do something, man.
He's just a flex character at this point. But let's talk about this Shadowland team because there's some questions about it. And we've seen the footage of them beating the Black Order. As we see the background here, we see some footage of them taking on the Marauders. We'll see some footage later of them taking on the Asgardians, though. But what do you think this team can do? Is this going to be another skilled military team that is super disappointing, or it's just not going to work because we're not able to get the red stars and compete with these Black Orders, like we talked about with this with these X-Men characters coming? If we don't have them at 6 stars, 6 gold stars, 7 gold stars, are they going to be able to beat the Black Order punching up enough against some of the Black Orders, the Marauders, the Asgardians that we may face in war nowadays?
If you are looking at this team as an answer to the Black Order issue, you are going to be left holding the bag because the amount you have to spend to make this team even close to being able to beat what people have been investing in the Black Order for months, you're out of your mind. Like, you are insane. On the other side, if you're looking for a team that looks pretty decent against the Marauders, well, this team's got some stuff. This team has words in it that makes you go, I do think they'll kick the Marauders out. Like, yeah, okay.
All of their basics is pretty much a screw you to all the mind control characters, including Mystique, including Emma Frost. So,
yeah. I think, I don't know, man. Like, I think like this team is good. But that's it. Like, I think this team has its purposes. I think if you're interested in utilizing some characters, like some of the long-term players who have these characters and just don't care about them, like, go for it. I think if you're a newer player and you're like, newer is a weird. I think if you're a mid-game player and you're like, this is going to be the answer, you're going to take a bath. Like, you're going to get hosed. Like, and I don't want that to happen. Like, if you like Moon Knight, buy Moon Knight. If you like White Tiger, buy White Tiger. They're cool. They have cool kits. The rest of the characters they need are easy to come by, but these are not going to answer a prayer for you. Like, I'll put money on it. Like, if I can see, no joke, if I could see a 50K punch up
against who?
Against the Black Order.
Against Black Order. Okay.
Yeah, the minimums of the teams have to be 200K because I don't want to see like.
Jeez. No, but I mean, I'm seeing 600, 700K Black Orders. That means I would have to, just to see if this team is going to work properly, got to get this Shadowland team up to about 550 just to get a test. And how much investment is that going to be? That's going to be a lot of investment just to see if it works.
Yeah, if you're gonna put your Shadowlands team to 550 to beat a 600K Black Order, I feel like I've proved my point. Like, I'll lose the bet and win the war. Like, cool. I don't know, man.
We'll see what happens. I think they will be good, but yeah, you're going to have to invest a lot in this team because people have invested a lot in their Marauders. People have invested a lot in their Black Orders, and to fight something that has that much investment, you're going to have to get some investment yourself for that to work. We got a few things that happened in this update, in addition to what we talked about. One thing I wanted to talk about was that we got this real-time arena changes. It's quitting a match before the victory screen no longer rewards objectives, which is good. It kind of incentivizes people to not quit. The AI is going to take over, which is also good because now when I quit, I don't feel bad because people can still get their knockouts, still get their objectives. What would you have liked to see? What would you have liked to see to make this an even better game mode, this real-time arena?
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, quitting a match before the victory stream no longer rewards objectives or ratings level progress. It's a punishment for people who quit. It doesn't solve the problem, which is why people quit.
The matchmaking.
Like, people quit because their matchmaking is good, but at best questionable. It's not the worst thing. It was terrible. It's better than it was. It doesn't make it good. So that's their matchmaking. That's why people quit. People quit because they have to do an arbitrarily stupid amount of tasks to complete the arbitrarily stupid Sparkle Mojo Pass. Like, so they're bringing in characters they don't inherently want, and then Herder on the side is like, I'm going to kill the character that's squishy Like, oh, he's using the Black Order and She-Hulk. I'm going to kill the She-Hulk so I can get a knockout. Like, the game mode is the Wild West of stupid. And they're like, yeah, and now you're going to quit. Like, okay, cool. This is all. So if you try to punish toxicity, what you end up doing is you create a short squeeze on toxicity. So people are like, cool, I'm going to be more toxic now. So I promise you, there are going to be people who are like, start, quit. Yes, other people are going to get whatever rewards are until the people who start, quit are using their Black Order, you know, until they're bringing in Phoenix. Like imagine the comps that you're going to start seeing that are teams that you probably weren't going to win. And they're just start quitting because they weren't there for the knockouts. They were there for the troll. So you now still have to do that fight. And maybe you win and maybe you lose, but your time has been wasted and theirs wasn't. You fix the problems. You don't fix the symptoms. You know, like this is a symptom of a game mode that doesn't work.
What is there any solutions, or this needs a whole revamp for this game mode? Because I saw some promise in it when I first saw it. I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. We don't have to use all our characters, but the way I guess it got implemented, and when I'm actually playing this game mode and not just looking at it, it's not very satisfying. I play this, I'm like, all right, I have objective, got some rewards, cool, but I'm not having fun doing it. It's basically play the game mode, hit auto. There's no incentive to win. There's no incentive to play it. It's just trying to get these objectives. Is there a fix that you can see, or does this game mode just need to be what is the fix you see?
RTA is good. I mean it. RTA, the game mode, with the exception of matchmaking, is good. It's a fundamentally strong game mode. I support it and I like it. The Sparkling Mojo Pass, because I refuse to call it a battle pass, isn't inherently terrible. Like, it's not bad. The fact that they're tied together is what makes them both worse. Well, it looks that they're talking about splitting those up. So that's something that could be coming, not in this update, but sometime in 2021. Like, the Mojo Pass needs to be open. It needs to be a true battle pass. Use characters should be anywhere. Sure, I can't sim a blitz anymore. I have to do the character, but at least I'll be able to control the fight and do the thing. Keeping them together makes them both worse, because people can't experience RTA for the reason they want, which is to be competitive and have fun. And people can't gain gear, which is affecting how well they can grow. If they had put stuff in the battle pass that was weird, they could like weird stuff, ISOs and stuff like that. Sure, that's growth, but not so much growth that like you feel like you're missing out. To me, there's not, like, again, they're terrible at rewards, so I don't think the battle pass is worth. It's not worth $20. It's not worth $20 and 3 weeks of playing RTA. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like, because that's what it is.
I get what you're saying. It's
not $20. If it was, I would pay $20 for everything in the battle pass today. Yeah, I would, like, here, and I would do that over and over. I would literally like print money to give them that.
Or just invest in some cool stocks.
But I'm not spending my time to accrue that and then giving them $20 or like after. So like now I buy the battle pass when I reach like level 80 or something. Like I'm like, oh cool, now I'll get stuff. But I don't pre-buy it because I'm not going to be forced to go back into the game.
Yeah, I'm like that around levels. I'm a little earlier. I'm like level 60, but I wait for a little while. Make sure I'm going to do the battle pass. Yeah.
So here's another thing they can do. After they fix the battle pass problem, because that's the biggest issue, is that the battle pass is tied to this. They want people to enjoy, play RTA, and stop quitting. If you win, you get one orange training
Matt, a training mat. Oh, that would be really good.
Orange training mat if you win.
I will play the crap out of RTA
all day, every day, for one orange training mat per win.
I would as well.
Fixes the problem
I like
right now.
That is Tony. You're the man with these awesome solutions, man. They gotta consult you at Scopely. All these things you said in this video.
For those who don't know, I did work in this industry for like a good 6 years. Like, I know game design, and more importantly, I know how to make people spend money. But I also know what it's like when people feel like they're bored. They're taking frustration marketing to an art form. I would commend them if I was receiving a paycheck. Like, I'm like, you guys are phenomenal. Thanks for the money.
All right, we also got some bugs that were fixed. We got a few things. I think the big thing that stands out to me is that Zadbros got fixed to work properly. I think I would have preferred them broken or not working how they were supposed to, giving it more speed bar, more of these of the barrier. Is there any bugs that stood out to you that were fixed in this update?
I read all of the things they said were fixed. Some of them are cool. Like, listen, their job is to fix the bugs that they make. So, like, cool, thank you. Good, you're doing your job. I'm not gonna praise you for fixing your mistakes. Like, you're supposed to do that. So good. It's good to see that you're doing your job. I'm proud of you for doing the bare minimum. It's great. But there are some other bugs that are way worse and still going on, and they're just not doing anything about it.
Yeah, so what are I know the chat mentioned the Black Bolt one's still going on. Thor's ability with his hammer still freezing the game. Any others that really game breaking that are standing out to you that they did not fix yet?
Yeah, the biggest one that they still haven't fixed is sometimes a character will show that they have a buff or debuff and not have that buff or debuff. And you'll mouse over it and it'll say stealth 0. Or taunt 0, or immunity 0. And it's kind of relevant. If you see the immunity on a character, your brain is like, oh, they're immune, I can't debuff them. But if it says immunity 0, they don't have immunity, they can be debuffed. And now because of that, it's cheating. So that's something that's been happening.
That's a pretty big bug.
It's been there, dude, it's been in the game for a really long time. Honestly, you probably don't notice it because you don't hold over. I don't go click on all the icons and see what is actually there, what is not. That would make fights horrible if I had to do that every single fight. Next time you fight the Marauders, seriously, next time you fight the Marauders in War, take a second and just hold over a character and wait till you see any buff 0, because it tends to come up on that team a lot. The other thing is I don't know, I can't test it because like it's only seems to happen in War, but like Blob. On my side and on the other side, anytime I use a blob, he just freezes, like my war fight freezes. I don't know what it is. That's not good. Well, hopefully they go back to and get some of these. Were there any new bugs that popped up that, I know we got 2 Miles Blitzes yesterday, and that was good. There was probably a bunch of little things. Any game breaking type bugs that you saw that they need to really address or maybe say non compensation for? I don't think I've seen anything major. A lot of little things though. Like honestly, the Miles Blitz, like I think that was honestly when they did the Miles Blitz, I was ecstatic. I was like, oh, I hope they do this. Like I hope they do it. I really want them every day for them to be like Blitz. No, yeah, just like it didn't have not Miles twice, but like imagine if it was like, hey, Monday is this character, and then Tuesday is a 2-day blitz of some other garbage character, and then Wednesday is a 1-day blitz, and then they all end and we restart the cycle. I would have so much fun with that because the characters, I would be like, I get milestones on everything. That would also be a phenomenal catch-up mechanic. But it would give people just for it being new, it would be awesome. I mean, just we've been doing the same thing for over 2 years now, just switching it up to something different, a different cadence. I mean, even like we're getting a little different cadence from Bishop and Iceman. Yeah. While I would like it just the way they release characters to get my shards in a certain order, I do kind of like that it's new, and what you're suggesting is something new. I kind of like that. Switching up 1-day blitzes. They've done it with gear, things like that, but characters, do it with characters too. I like it. Right. Who cares? Make it garbage. Like, just be like, here's your Nebula Blitz. We'll be like, sweet milestones. Like, just milestones for the players who want to go hard on Blitz A. Go hard on Blitz A. With the players who are no longer competing in Blitz because the new Blitz system kind of ruined it for a lot of people. Like, let them be like, cool. We get more milestones. We're getting more for it. We're getting value out of it. It's a good way to engage the community. That's a good idea. Of course, it's a good idea. Scopely didn't have it. Scopely, you guys seriously need to talk to Tony for a little bit more. All right, as with all updates, we have Datamines, and I'm just going to go through these real quick because I was scrolling through this very fast on the live stream this morning. I didn't see anything that really stood out. We see some blitzes here for Bishop. We see one here from Moon Knight and White Tiger. These always pop up. This doesn't necessarily mean they're blitz characters, though. We see information for Battle Pass. 2 times shards for a lot of these characters doesn't necessarily mean anything because we got Asgardians here, X-Force, Inhumans, Sinister Six, a bunch of teams. So I think they're just putting in new in-game messaging in games. We have Neighborhood Watch, 2 times City Shards. I guess that's for when Block Party returns. Need a hand for the
for when the hand event comes on, Wakandan for the chaos theory. This seems like a little light as far as data mines. Is there anything that you saw that's not on here that stood out to you? We see the Shadowland, the requirements for this again. It seems very light. Is there anything that that I missed or that I skipped over that's not showing up in the data mine? Oh, actually, there's one thing. Let me scroll this all the way up. Celebrate. Watch Remnant shake his victory over Dark Dimension with these rewards. So
yeah, so that was the only thing. So this patch is definitely not like there's no secrets hiding in this patch because I believe the next patch or the end of March patch is the ISO 8 2.0, the blue ISO 8 patch. It should be around that time. So either around end of quarter 1, so March, or beginning of quarter 2, so April or something, is when they intended on releasing ISO 8s. So this patch is more of just a like, look, we reworked garbage characters and give you a legendary. Have fun, guys. And then the next patch is going to be like new stuff. And I think that's when you're going to see some more interesting data mines. But I will say this to data miners out there. Pay very close attention to whenever they release a quick update patch that puts the 2 new characters in the game, because I have reason to believe that on that day, when you start seeing Moon Knight and White Tiger, they might also sneak a couple of other things into the game that's going to give you the information you're looking for.
Oh my goodness.
Regarding what they're going to be.
Oh my goodness. Tony, let's just go talk about rumors here because yes, that's actually a good transition. That's what we're gonna talk about next. It looks like you have some
list you do.
speculation.
I know where we're going.
Rumor, right? I know you do. I'm trying to make it a smooth transition for the audience though. All right, but there's been some speculation. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Let me know in the comments, guys, because my rumor guy Drew has not shared anything about more stuff coming about this Shadowland team with me. My question for you is X Factor. There's been some speculation that this may be the next legendary. Do you think that the Astonishing X-Men? There's those rumors about them unlocking the next legendary. Do you think that the next legendary could be a part of this X Factor team? We got 2 members of the team now. Who knows when the other 3 are coming out? And I saw a thumbs down. Does that mean no? They're going to lock another character, or?
Do I think that the next legendary could be a member of the X Factor team?
Yes. I guess that's what the speculation is about.
They could have, not the next legendary. I don't like to say that either. A legendary, yes. I do think that the X Factor team could have a legendary. That is very reasonable. Expect the belief that the X Factor would be used to unlock a legendary.
No, I said it wrong. I said it wrong. The Astonishing X-Men are still the rumor of the next legendary unlock, but maybe the next legendary is a part of this X Factor team. So that's
it is.
I said that weird, but yeah, you figured it out.
It's not impossible that the X-Men are used for a legendary. I don't believe they are, but I also don't have any information or evidence. And I do like to kind of, when I make those things, I like to have something, not just my thoughts. Gotcha. I will say my thoughts on the matter is they did the same thing with Black Bolt. It's very similar to how Black Bolt worked out. The only difference is there isn't 1 or 2 characters in this that were available previously. Like Black Bolt still had Quake and Ms. Marvel as options. This team doesn't. They might move because it's very similar, but it is not in any way the same. There was still options for that. There is a world where they make a legendary come out that will require Jubilee, but that might be something different. Like that might be the eventual move to legendary unlocks where you are required to have certain legendary characters. That was
speculated way back with the Invisible Woman release. So
it was something that was an option. It was something that was an option for a while, and it will eventually happen. Like they will eventually do that.
Okay.
But at the same time, we don't know when or where or why or how. So,
all right.
I like the team, so I'm buying them to 5-star because I want to use them in Doom Raid as a mutant team.
Gotcha. I'm buying them just in case because they got to make content, and I want to make sure I unlock the next legendary. Who it may be, however it may be unlocked, I gotta protect my base. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to cover all my bases. That's what I'm trying to say. All right.
There'll be a good team. So the point is, like, the same thing with X Factor and the same thing with Pimtech, or more specifically, a couple of characters in Pimtech. Like, you're not going to regret the investment because you're going to use the characters. Yeah. You're not going to regret X-Force because they're a good team. Pimtech isn't a bad team, but like specifically Ghost and what's his name? Yellow Jacket are good characters.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you had to work on some garbage characters to get to where you needed to go, but they only needed stars. You know, like, remember when you unlocked Magneto with a 4K Wolverine and then like 20K rest of the team? Same conversation. Oh,
like my Ravager Boomer that helped me unlock Star-Lord. My 7-star level 10 Ravager Boomer that unlocked Star-Lord back in the day. All right, final question before we move on from speculation. And you did kind of mention this, so I guess this kind of a redundant question, but are you still believing Astonishing X-Men next legendary unlock after Jubilee? Is that still the leading theory you're going with right now?
I still haven't found anything. By now, I would have heard something more concrete or from somebody that would have said it. So now it is rumor and speculation.
Not based on evidence. Is that where your head is leaning towards?
Yeah, it's all just like that's interesting, like that kind of thing. So I'm FOMOing a little, and if you can afford to, FOMO and just get it, then it might be worth it for you to buy. What's really killing me is, here's what's going to change my mind: how quickly Beast becomes farmable from today. If Jubilee comes out before Beast is marked as a farmable character, I don't suspect that that they will be used to unlock a legendary. But if Beast comes out as farmable in the next week or two, like before the end of the event or whenever it winds up, then I'll
that does make sense because previous legendary characters have had farmable characters and then some unfarmable characters. So that logic does make sense.
Also, if they give another character the Astonishing X-Men tag, if they're just like, also, we decided Cyclops is an Astonishing X-Man, I'm like, legendary unlock. Like, my brain will be like, confirmation. Like,
all right,
there's no reason they would do that.
Let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you still believe the rumors about the X-Men? That is about it, my friend. Lots of news, lots of update stuff, lots of new teams, lots of speculation. Thank you so much again, brother. It is always a pleasure talking to you. You always have such good ideas, and I wish Scopely would bring you on their advisory board and get some ideas from you. That would be very awesome. Now, before you go, anything else you want to discuss? All right. Well, tell everybody where they can find you, my friend.
Yeah, literally go to any website in the world and type /Tony Scungili. OnlyFans, Meineke, it doesn't matter. I got a page everywhere. I'm kind of a hooker.
TikTok? You have a TikTok page?
Oh God, and the fact that you said TikTok instead of TikTok made that better.
I did. OMG did. OMG did on a video a while ago, so I did it on purpose. All right, guys. Thank you. Check out his TikTok page. His breath smells very good, guys. I will see you guys next time. Make sure you give me a Hulk fist, but before you go, make sure you check out some of my other videos. And Worldwide Nutrition, guys, there's still that promo for Bishop going on. That's a big fist. That is a big fist, Tony. Let's get them up there again. Hulk fist with Tony. ValleyFlyin out. Have a great week, guys.